Welcome to another episode of DecodeMD. DecodeMD is a platform where we bring real wisdom from doctors directly to you people so that you get an idea and insight about following forward, how to go forward with your day-to-day life in residency and post-residency too. So today with us we have Dr. Anamika, who's come out victorious out of her MD Pharmacology exam. So, hello ma'am.
Hi, good
How
morning.
does it feel?
Thank you for the intro.
How does it feel for you to be on a DecodeMD?
Great. These are my bachas. I feel like my Palan portion has come to fruition finally. Return on investment.
ज़्यादा टाइम पास किया बिना, I will just dive into the main topic. First of all, how do you feel after the MD exams?
Relieved. The day the exam got over, it just felt like any other day. I just went and slept. Nothing else. Mostly the feeling is of relief, and now I'm looking forward to what to do. So I'm also very excited as to what's going to come next.
Okay, but when did you start your prep for the exam? When was it did you start it?
Across the course, I kept studying a couple of topics. However, my actual prep started just 3 to 4 months before the exam after thesis submission. So our thesis submission happened 6 months before the exam. Once the thesis submission was done, I took a 10 days break, and then I started with the preparation.
Okay, then over the period of 3 years, how did you manage between your regular studies and your research work? Then in pharmacology we do have academic work also.
Yes.
Then we have exam work is another thing that we have.
Yes.
And then you have the writing part also. How did you manage all of it together?
The key to it is to do everything for some time daily. For example, if I know that a seminar is coming, so having a schedule upfront works, and having your own personal deadline works. So, for example, if I know that my seminar is coming up, but I also have some writing work to do for thesis, I would try to give it that kind of importance. For example, doing seminar for 2 hours a day, and then writing work 30 minutes a day or 45 minutes a day, like that.
Okay, and as you said, the primary workup for the exam that you started was after submission of your thesis.
Yes.
Correct. So I would like to ask you, how did you exactly schedule between the different sets of subjects that you had for pharmacology per se, particularly for pharmacology here because you have given your MD Pharmacology.
Yes.
And how did you manage your entire day during that time?
For us, so initially 1 month goes in trial and error. Like you start with a particular topic and then you realize that you don't like it so much, and then you are just slacking off and you're just procrastinating majorly because you're not liking the topic. So it just started for me. Initially, I was reading CAPSUM, and then I realized that CAPSUM is just too vast and it will not suffice for the exam. So I came back to KDT for exam. And then I started studying KDT, but then the clinical pharmacology side was very much ignored, and that gave me a lot of anxiety. But I was not liking clinical pharmacology also. So initially it was a period of trial and error. Yes. But once you get the rhythm right, which is according to you, how you like, what is your favorite topic, what topics you generally avoid, then you can schedule it. I would say go with the sandwich method. Like do something you really like, pair it with something that you don't like, but you just have to get done with, and then do again something you like. So that depends on what your individual topics are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now moving forward, we have practicals also for MD, and they're pretty tough as far as everyone knows here. Like we have a lot of MD students going to be, and also the one who are into
We are
MD
the only
already.
few institutes who are still doing animal studies, so that is a little tough.
Okay, then how did you approach to your theory preparation and your practical preparation? What was the difference between the two?
The thing with practical preparation is that thankfully my thesis was very hands-on with animal handling and animal experiment. So a lot of practical, especially in CNS. So my thesis was in neurology. So especially for CNS handling, a lot of the experiments that we had to do, I had already done for my thesis work. So that took off a lot of weight from my shoulders. And secondly, we also know that during practical, the viva, the basics are important. So focus on the physiology of it, focus on the pharmacology, focus on the theory aspect as well, because animal studies, you know, you will have help when you're doing it. And we also did mock practicals around a month before the exam, where we just tested out how to do the practical on the practical day, so that nothing seems new. What you want to avoid is the feeling of something new. Whatever you do, you should think you have already done it, and the best way to do it is to actually do it. Just do it once. For example, we have computer simulated lab as well. So those experiments, we still did it before the exam, so that when we sit for the exam, it does not seem anything new.
Okay, and okay, for practicals you said you did it during your thesis only.
Yes, and
So-
also a month before the exam, we did mock practice,
Uh-huh.
in which we did other
Oh,
experiments.
that's nice. What specific books did you follow for your theory exam? And what were the books that you must have followed for your practicals too? A few books.
Right.
Could you give us an insight about those two?
Yeah. So for theory, if you count across the time of MD Pharmacology, I followed Goodman Gilman, I followed Katzam and K.D. Tripathi, and a lot of research papers as well. But when it comes to exam day, for exam day you have very short amount of time. I would say even KDT is too big. So you just mark all the important points or write your own notes for KDT, which so that you can remember those points later. So for the exam, it was strictly KDT, and for clinical pharmacology, we followed Swagata Sarkar, and for practicals, we followed Methi.
Okay. Now we saw that we have used multiple books here. So
Yes.
during our last period, generally it doesn't happen that you can look up into everything possible books and all the books. So you said you should take out some notes also.
Yes.
But still, for that matter, taking notes for MT exams is a big deal. You have so much to read and so much to memorize onto your heads that taking down everything into notes is not possible. So how did you manage to do big topics right before the exam, like say 20 days before the exams, like general pharmacology, autonomous nervous system, or central nervous, or chemo? How did you manage those?
So the key to that is not writing elaborate notes. You're not going to write thesis on the topics that you already study. Whatever you study, try to make it into 1 or 2 pages short note. For example, if it's heart failure, the mechanism, pathophysiology of heart failure, just make a very clean flow chart diagram and put all the drugs over there, whatever is working on which pathways. And for each drug, just write in short, like in shorthand, you don't even have to complete the words. Just write whatever abbreviations that make sense to you. Finish the entire topic in 2 pages. So that last moment, you just glance at it and go. And like I said, you know the topic, you've studied it, you remember it. What we want to avoid is the feeling of newness. That, oh, humne dekha nahi, humne kiya nahi. That doubt is something you need to fight. So because of that, just एक बार glance through the topic. Even if you're not writing down notes, I didn't write notes for everything. At least mark in your textbook what all is the important part. Just highlight the important part, mark the important part, star it, whatever, and just see that. Just see those headings and be done with it. So at least you will know that, okay, I have seen the topic, I have done it, and you will remember. So in the exam, we have essay format of writing. You will be able to write. It's fine. Trust yourself on that much.
Are you saying that we have learned writing stories and writing huge answers during our UG? That is pretty much useful at your PG also. When you know the hot points, you can still write something.
I think you have learned writing and storytelling all throughout your school years as well. Like since first grade till 12th, and after that college, you can write. Don't worry about it. Utna, give yourself credit.
Okay, I would like to ask you that did you rely on group discussions, group studies, and short notes, and also for that matter, like ChatGPT or some AI platform for help, studying help?
Yes, definitely. Because what I like about group study is that once you explain it to someone and then someone is like counteracting it, it helps you remember things. And group study works, however, it works only as long as you guys are not chatty and you just end up talking to each other. It just works as long
That
as
is
you
something
both are
I've seen you
sincere.
doing.
Yeah. So I am a very lone study person. I don't do group studies because of that reason. If there's another person in the room with me, I would just want to yap. With ChatGPT, there's so many topics which are not covered in any of the KDT, any of our theory books. And for example, recent advances, CAR T cell therapy, all those things are very new and upcoming technologies. And for them, I had referred to Perplexity, mostly ChatGPT very rarely. Or if I found a topic to be very huge and very confusing, I would ask ChatGPT to simplify it for me.
Okay. One quick question. What do you think about last minute cramming? Is it useful or it is very underproductive?
I think it depends on you. Yes, it is useful. If you're just cramming without the additional stress. If you're cramming without the additional stress and you're not losing hair and sleep over it, fine, it works beautifully. But if you are just like going all crazy and just like like, I don't think it works. It depends totally on you. For me, I need to be really calm before exam. I just cannot I cannot just be very agitated, otherwise I make a lot of mistakes. So I do cramming, but I do it very slowly. It's just very
As you
slow.
said, but you once mentioned here that losing your hair and taking too much. Isn't losing hair a part and parcel of our jobs here?
We try not to,
But we do.
not worth it.
But true, we do.
Yeah, we do.
I
I think I was more stressed during submission of my thesis than during the exam because I kept procrastinating a lot, and my thesis guide, he is very sweet, but then he had to finally be mean. He had to be on my back. No, you get it done. So I was more stressed during thesis. During exams, I was quite chill.
I guess I will be next in the line for this procrastination.
And
Because
no,
I'm your guide junior only.
But then you have an excellent mentor
That's true.
who made you start your thesis before time,
Right,
and
at least.
and write it and help you with the ROL, everything. Yes, so you will be fine.
Now that you're done with the exam, will you help me with the training?
और कितना ROL बचा है तेरा? खत्म तो कर लिया तुमने.
ROL आपने खुद बोला था ROL ऐसी चीजें वो कभी खत्म नहीं होने वाली है.
खत्म कर उसको. Doesn't mean कि कुआं है तो
आपने
उसको खोद
बोला
के
बचा हुआ काम 4 दिन में हो जाएगा.
Let's
तो मैं
get
4
back to
दिन
the
आगे
video.
ओके.
Yeah.
सो ठीक है, इतना सब कुछ करते करते कभी तो एक आध दिन तो आता होगा कि जिस दिन है कि भाई नहीं हो पा रहा.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
low energy day.
Oh, yeah,
What
yeah.
what did you do?
For me,
during
the
that
low
time?
energy day, I've realized patterns that after 2 days of intense studying, the third day, I just dip. That is my day. After 2 days of intense studying, third day I dip. So I try to take it slow. I try to finish just 2 to 3 topics, and I watch a movie, or I sleep, or I go out with friends. And this is like at least 1 month before the exam. Till 1 month before the exam, this was what I was doing. Like 2 days of intense studying, and then third day I'm just not doing anything. Then again 2 days of studying, and third day, yeah. While during exam, of course that dip comes. Just accept that it's a dip. Your brain needs rest because our brain is not meant to be studying 12 hours a day. Honestly, no one studies 12 hours a day. It's just, yeah, your brain just cannot. So the best you can come out is maybe 3 to 4 hours of really productive studying, and after that focus on yourself, give your brain a rest, take a nap, go out. The weather is nice, go out for a walk, go to the gym. That really helps.
You mentioned gym. I was waiting. When is this woman going to mention gym? Her favorite part. This woman, and let me tell you, people, she's not missed. She must have missed a day or two in a week during her MD exams for the gym. But this lady is the most consistent one. If you want to learn how to get through your burnouts, your anxiety, you should ask her. She used to hit the gym. And every time she used to come back, she's like, I did these many reps today. And it was on her face that she's relieved and she's stress free now and she can continue forward. That was amazing. Now, as I mentioned, stress everywhere. Now, this thing is something very common to all of us, and it's a topic close to our heart. How did you manage your anxiety, burnout, self-doubt before exam? Did you have it first of all? And how did you manage if you had?
So I did not have a lot of stress this time. And one of the reasons for it is that I developed ways to cope up with it before it came out. So for me, like she mentioned, gym and regularity. I was really irregular before. Okay, the month of May and June, I had not gone to the gym, but in June I just went and I hired a personal trainer, and I'm like, okay, I'll come. And he's like, I'll see, because I was so irregular at it. And so almost 4 days a week I would go to the gym, and the days I'm not going to the gym I would try to walk at least an hour, and that helps a lot. That fact, and another fact being going to sleep at the right time. For me, I've realized going to sleep between 10 and 11 is optimum for me. So just these two things of working out and going to sleep at the same time help me manage my stress so much. Also, starting early, your preparation, starting early and not comparing yourself with others. I am totally, I'm not too much in contact with many other people, and thankfully my relation with my other co PG mates is also very nice, and we don't compare and compete with each other. So, but you have to create that barrier that all right, if that person is studying something and I'm not able to, it's okay, let them. I'll get to it when the time is right. I will get to it. Just trust yourself. So these three things help me manage stress a lot, and that coming from someone who's a very stressed out person generally. Previously, I've given exams. I had fallen sick because of stress, and this time even I'm surprised how cool I was and how chill it all went.
Rightly said, I think. But then, did it work during the last 2 weeks?
Oh, also another thing, I completely made a new friend group, and that friend group is so supportive and loving. Yes, we have this evening ritual of coffee, and Abhilasha here makes amazing coffee, and really that also took stress off a lot. Like a lot of my friends and family, they supported me a lot. I was going through a low phase, so thank you a lot for that.
Really, you have to thank for that.
Have supportive people around you. If you have people who are negative and they drain you and so supportive and loving, yes, we have this evening ritual of coffee, and Abhilasha here makes amazing coffee.
She just low-key advertised the coffee barista I'm thinking I would be someday.
Yes.
If MD Pharmacology doesn't work for me, I will be.
Why won't it work? It will work for her, and as a side business, this girl will open a coffee barista too. I know, I believe in her.
Yeah.
I'll invest.
We have two investors here. One is Anamika ma'am, and the second is sitting behind the camera, that is Pranam Joshi. I hope you all know who's Pranam Joshi.
Actually, long time back, I had seen this YouTube video of this medical student, and he was saying this thing ki, even during about workouts, like he used to go to the gym every day, and even during exams he used to go to the gym. And I was like, how do you have a life without your life completely falling apart just because of exams? I'm like, one day even I want to go to the gym during exams. Like, I don't want my life to fall apart just because I have an exam. And I think that day has finally come, and I'm just very happy about it. I'm very proud of myself and people around me too. Thank you.
Completely fallen apart got me to this question. We all have the stress during the exams that even if you have read enough, you somewhere this thought creeps into your head, somewhere, I have probably not read enough. You've read enough, though still you will have it in your head that you have not read enough.
Yeah.
How did you deal with it?
Yeah. So that thought did come, and upar se I was stressed. I was a little stressed about the fact that I'm not stressed enough. I was just like, people would come up to me and be like,
We have
"ऐसा
seen
लग
that.
नहीं रहा कि आपकी
We
final
are the-
exam
we are
चल
the
रही है."
proofs.
Yes, like random people would come to me and they would tell me कि यार लग नहीं रहा आपकी final exam चल रही है. And I'm like, oh no, shit, I need to look like मेरी exam चल रही है. But all of that aside, I had that doubt that probably I'm not well prepared, or although I knew the answers, if people would ask me questions, I was able to answer. I was still doubtful. But after first paper, I realized that I can do it. Before first paper, I was nervous, but after writing the first paper, I realized that okay, I know enough and I can do it, because exam is just 3 hours long and you can only write that much. You cannot write endlessly anything. Yeah, so
Now, like what we've seen is we belong to the non-clinical part, right? So technically we have time with us. We are free after 5
Yeah.
and we get time to. How do you think it is different from the rest of the clinical branches? Like the preparation phase and rest of the stress handling phase, how is it different from the rest of the clinical parts?
Although we do have time, there is a lot expected out of us. As MD Pharmacology, you're supposed to know physiology, pharmacology, and even medicine. For example, in Viva, I was asked dosage of different medications. So it's not like we have less to study. Maybe with clinicals, they practice a lot and they learn through it, but we have to learn through textbooks, which is very hard, I feel. That one part being that it is very hard, and another thing is you need to have knowledge of different fields too. For example, you need to know biochemistry, you need to know physiology and pathology as well before you come to pharmacology. And even in pharmacology part, there's so much. Sometimes they ask you chemistry of substances, they ask you why one drug is different from another drug, and why, like basic go under the surface, get to know the receptor level, action, all of that. It's actually a lot to study. We take it very lightly, but yeah.
Thankfully, right now they've not yet started asking pharmacoeconomics, genomics,
We do.
genetics.
Yes, it's not asked, but then we had a question in our theory, yes, about pharmacoeconomics. So we are even branching out to pharmacoeconomics and cost utility analysis and cost benefit analysis. It's just too much. And biostats, we have to learn biostats as well. So although we do it free after 5, there's a lot to study.
Okay. Like we went through the stress management and everything. Now coming to the exam week and the moment you had to do the strategy, like I do it this way, I do it that way. How did you manage the final week before the exam, both mentally and academically?
For this, I would love to give credit to my guide, Dr. Anshuman sir. He gave me a very nice strategy as to how to go with it. So the first 2 papers we have is basic pharmacology and systemic pharmacology. And the next 2 papers we have is experimental and recent advances. So he said that, I think we had 15 days before the exam. So he said that in first 7 days, just cover the 3rd and 4th paper. And after that, start with the 1st and 2nd paper. So so I did that. I just 15 days before the exam, I finished as much as I can the 3rd and 4th paper. And just before the exam, 6 days before the exam, I started with KDT and basic pharmacology, and that helped a lot because the 3rd and 4th paper is more volatile in my opinion, and since you've already studied it, you can revise it later and it's not a huge pressure for you. It just happens really quickly. So huge help, thanks to Anshuman sir. And that was it. After giving the first paper, I felt it was easy, it was doable, and anyway I was exceeding my time limit while giving exams, so I thought thoda kam hi padti hu better.
Guys, listen carefully. This woman is dead alert. She's saying she exceeded the time by writing. Don't believe if she says that she's written less. It's a lie. Next, how do this was for the theory. Then how did you manage for your practicals? We have 2-3 different sections. Like we have thesis viva, we have grand viva, like the entire portion in total. Then we have long experiment viva is different based. Then we also have clinical case presentations. And how did you manage through studying for them? One, and the next part is how did you practice talking confidently, answering in a safe mind? How did you do that?
One thing, we had almost 14 days gap between our final written exam and our practicals. So I took 2 to 3 days off. That I was not studying at all. I was just catching up on sleep, catching up with friends. Yes, and after that, I started with KDT again, because even though practicals are one thing, you know that the viva will go into the depth of the practicals, into the systemic pharmacology, into receptor pharmacology. So that's what I focused on. And what was your other question? About speaking. So throughout our course, we had numerous seminars and group discussions, because of which you have to speak a lot. So that really prepared us for better oration.
Okay. But apart from studying also, there also comes a part where you do have unexpected questions, like
Right.
during the theory also
Mhm.
and during the practical also.
Right.
How to go through them, how to go about them during the exam. Like in the paper, like on the theory day, you have a very unexpected question and you don't know anything about it.
Yes.
How did you go about it?
So I had a question metabolomics, which I had no idea what it was. So I just left some space. My friend gave me a very, very good advice. Shout out to Prashant. He just told me that for a 10-mark question, maximum you write should be 4 pages, and if you don't know the answer, maximum you should write just 2 pages, which is 1 page and the next page. So, and if you don't know, just leave that 1 page for that answer, because उससे ज़्यादा तो तुम लिख ही नहीं पाओगे ऐसे भी. I'm like, actually, yeah. So I would just finish the paper as much as I could, and then I would come back to that question. And if something does pop up in my mind, fine. Otherwise, I would just try to write around that topic if you can. Like metabolomics, I know it's a study of metabolites, but I also somewhere knew that it is somewhere related to computers as well, and because it's a study of metabolites, plus they use computer technology to write it. So I wrote mostly about computer technology in that case. Yes, in silica. I'm like, just give me 2 marks. Out of 10, just give me 2 marks. Don't give me 0. In case of viva, if there's something, if I don't know, thankfully we had very nice examiners, and they would prompt us. If I can give an answer after the prompt, well and good. If I cannot, I would just say that I'm so sorry, I'm unable to recall it right now.
I remember her main practical exam, the final viva, she gave it and she came out and she just sat. And she's like, they asked me everything. They asked me everything that I did not revise yesterday.
They asked me everything that I did not study. Revise nahi study.
Revise nahi study. They asked her everything that she did not study. One. And next thing is like, but poor thing, they were so nice. They asked me one good question while I was leaving the room. I felt nice that I answered it page to page, cover to cover.
Yes, they asked me insulin preparations, and insulin preparations I just studied so well, and I'm just gonna do it. This is my light. This is my time.
She was like, I answered here and there, and at the end I could answer something on my own. I answered something from the core, from the nearest core of my heart. And it felt good. She was just relieved after that. She was like, I'm done. I'm not giving any vivas after this. This is the last thing I'll be doing here.
Yes. I feel I'm just too old to give exams.
Any specific advice you would like to give it to all of us for both during the practical exams and our theory exams to avoid some mistake that we should be avoiding?
Some mistake, I'm not so sure. I think just be calm and confident. Yes, just be calm and confident. Please don't cry in front of the viva examiners. Don't do.
We practice here. We do practice that in our department.
Yes. Give as many seminars as you can. The PPT presentations that you will make, it will help you revise later. It will help you in the end. Even whenever you have the time to speak out in any occasion, opportunity for public speaking, just do it. It will help you later on in the longer run. And look after yourself. Take care of your health. Take care of your sleep and your food. All of that, it's just such an ignored thing, but it plays a very, very huge and vital role for yourself.
Very true. Now, I would like to ask you, looking back through the entire year and the preparatory phase and your MD exam and everything, what do you think you did the most effective thing which helped you through this entire shenanigan?
I think
Don't say that. I don't want to hear
It was
this.
being consistent at the gym.
Yeah, that's there.
What else did you think? It was being consistent at the gym. Yeah, really. That gave me so much mental peace and mental health. And yeah, if you can afford it, hire a personal trainer. If you can afford it, just hire a personal trainer. He'll keep you accountable. He'll make you come to the gym. He'll keep the sessions fun. He'll keep you accountable. It just helps a lot.
What's the one thing you did differently if you had to prepare again?
I think I would have started studying sooner, but in retrospect, that is a regret every student has. Like, you could be the best best student, you could have studied everything and you would still have that regret. But I'm not finished Goodman Gilman, so I feel that I should have started sooner and finished Goodman Gilman. I also feel that I should have taken out more extra courses, extra online courses, maybe about medical writing or about any other certification courses. Maybe I could have done it, but it's okay, I did enough, I feel.
How did, like, we all have a perception of our MD subject at the beginning of the MD
Yeah.
and during the second year, and usually we evolve through this preparatory phase during the exams and also during the thesis submission. Our perception about our subject changes slowly. We get a broader idea probably, or I don't know, it's just the fear of finishing of the MD. How did it work for you? How did your thought about pharmacology change with your preparatory phase?
Okay, so I had chosen pharmacology to come here because I wanted to explore other options in medicine. Right, I had worked previously in medicine and in surgery, and I was pretty much like, okay, let's see what's out there. So after I entered pharmacology, I was very much confused as to what to do. And for the first 1.5 years, I think I just gave NEET PG and INISET again. I gave step 2, and so till the mid of last year, I was just giving exams. And after that 2 months I took a break. After step 2 I was like, I cannot study anymore, I was done. So but once I started doing my thesis work and once I finished it, then I realized that I'm in it on for a long haul. I realized that okay, I finally made that decision that no, I have chosen this, I'll keep it. It's not something external that would happen to you. You have to make that decision yourself that okay, I have chosen this field, अब जो करना है इसमें करना है. If I want to practice later, ये फील करने के बाद ही करूँगी. But this course, this MD 3 साल का जो कोर्स है, ये अभी जितना कर रहे हैं मन लगा के शिद्दत से कर लेते हैं, so that ये regret ना रहे कि I had that course and I did not give my best. So that was after thesis. By the time you're done with your thesis, it's pretty much cemented कि okay, you will be finishing this course, and even mentally you just accept कि okay, fine. This is what I'm going to do, let me explore other avenues in this.
Okay, now coming down to the final thing, that what was your piece of advice for a first year overwhelmed MD resident who's overwhelming, probably head bashing for the exams that are university exams, final MD exams that are going to come 3 years after?
So why? Why? There's so many things you can stress yourself about. Like why? ये तो आना ही है. 3 साल बाद तो तुम्हें MD का exam देना ही है. This is something inevitable, right? If you want a degree, it's like inevitable. So why stress about it? Like क्या होगा? Just I guess just
Go through it.
Yeah, go through it.
Follow
just,
the path you're fallen into.
Have good relationships with your seniors. My senior really guided me a lot. Anytime I would be freaking out.
And mine does to me.
Yeah, I guided her a lot. Anytime I would freak out, I would just call up a whole boss. कि boss क्या पढ़ना है, viva में क्या करना है, अरे तुम कर लोगी. So just have good relations with your seniors. Don't upset anyone. Yeah.
And what's your one piece of advice to the people who are going to just give this year after you will be giving MD exams?
Start studying early, and by studying doesn't mean that you're waking up at 5 and just studying till 12 at night. No, just start studying. Just focus on finishing 2 chapters in a day, 3 chapters in a day. Just do that much. Have an extracurricular life as well, because a lot of people who choose paraclinicals also choose because they want to have a life outside hospital, right? So whatever you have envisioned for yourself, do that. If you have hobbies, if you go to the gym, if you work out, do that. Do whatever makes you happy, but at the same time study as well, because that will help you balance.
Now a small question at the end.
Sure.
What's your plan now of 10th?
I am really excited about the future. So one thing is that I'll be moving out of Varanasi. I'll be going back home, and I'm searching for jobs nearby. I'm very much curious about the pharmaceutical industry, so I'll be applying for that. Let's see what happens.
Okay, have you applied for any?
Yes, I've applied for a couple.
Okay, so you have interviews for them. How do you go?
Yes.
How are you preparing for them?
What I have heard is that If they ask you any technical knowledge, they ask you regarding clinical pharmacology, which is given very well in Soumika Sarkar, which I've studied. But mostly till now, they just ask me about myself and my background and what are my future plans. Yes.
Okay, that's nice.
Okay, now
We will do a small rapid fire at the end of our session.
Oh my god, I was so prepared for this.
Okay, it is not going to be very tough. It should be very easy questions, like 4 or 5 words.
Answers gym for all of them.
One word for, we'll start?
Sure.
Okay, first question. One word to describe MD university exams.
Okay, inevitable.
The most stressful day of your exam prep.
Just the night before the first paper.
Your go-to stress reliever.
Gym.
Of course. One concept that took forever to memorize.
It is pharmacoeconomics. Bioavailability and bioequivalent studies. Babe studies, not babe at all.
The first thing you did after your last paper.
I went out with you guys, right?
That day we did?
Yeah.
There. I don't remember.
Oh no, I came
You
back.
slept?
I slept.
We had coffee on the
Yeah. I took a nap.
We had coffee.
Yeah, after both the paper and the finals, pracs, I just took a nap. Very
Yeah,
sleepy.
that's true.
Yeah.
If you had to sum up your MD life in one phrase, what that phrase would be?
In one phrase or one word?
One word is also okay.
One phrase. Oh, I don't have a phrase for it, but I would say ki, it made me accept a lot of pieces of myself which I didn't know existed. Yeah, I am sorry. It's very deep.
Deep.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So here we end our session.
Thank you so much for having me.
Cool.
This is my first podcast. I was really nervous.
I think this was supposed to be something serious, but it has gone pretty casual now.
Yeah, I wanted
People
to be
will think
casual.
that you just go and give exams and it's just done in
Yeah.
7 days or something. But no,
it takes time. This lady's done through it. We all also will do. It will take some time. Now, summing up, thank you so much, ma'am, for this insightful and relatable
podcast, and thank you so much. You agreed overnight for doing this with us.
Thank you for having me.
The-
Oh yes,
the
I got
person-
to know about it yesterday.
Evening.
Yesterday evening chai pe. Telling ma'am podcast. I'm like, why not? I thought
Thanks.
why not has
Thanks.
become my phrase.
Thanks
My
to
go-to
Impromptu
phrase.
Pranav Joshi for the idea for this
Yes.
making of this podcast and the idea of our topic today. So to
To everyone listening, remember success in post graduation isn't just about a day or two. It usually takes a few months. You'll have to start early, as ma'am said, as she mentioned, and it's not just her who said this. There are so many other seniors who have said that you have to start a little early for your MD exam prep. Rest, if this has helped you, and if you have seen this podcast and this has helped you anywhere, please like, share, subscribe our channel. We need more followers. Please do it, and thank you for the evening.